Residents along the far north Queensland coast have started returning to their homes to see the damage caused by tropical cyclone Ita. The system made landfall late last night, wreaking havoc across Cooktown. Damien Ryan begins our coverage.
Ita was a monster and destruction was inevitable. But at least Cooktown was still on the map. And this morning, weary residents popped their heads out of the storm shelters to find that they had dodged a bullet. The local pub, a few homes had been stripped of their roofs. Power was out and flooding was posing a problem.
We have to stay here. We've just been told our house has been flooded massively. It's really hard. I've got a little daughter and I'm pregnant and it's not the kind of stress you should be going through.
It had been a long, tense night. 320 residents chose to ride it out in a community hall built to withstand the fury of a Category 5 cyclone. Others barricaded themselves in their homes. And when Ita finally hit the coast to the north at Cape Flattery at 10 p.m, it had dropped back a gear, now a Category 4, but the winds were still frightening. 230 kilometres per hour and torrential rain lashing a community for 12 sleepless hours. And when the worst had passed, a Premier delivered the update that everyone wanted to hear.
We hope that no one's been killed or injured, and looks at this stage that that's where we are. That's great.
But within hours, the closest of calls, a young family of 5 had to be rescued after they foolishly went out sightseeing only to be stranded by floodwaters.
The water just rose like beyond control, yeah.
With Ita weakening but still packing a punch, she moved south, and in Port Douglas, people were forced to run for cover. This famous holiday spot looked nothing like you see in the travel brochures. It was more a disaster zone, with police the only ones on the streets.
And we can see tree falling down, everything, power lines are down. I think it's pretty dangerous. I can't wait to get home.
So this cyclone has been downgraded. It's hard to imagine what Ita would have been like as a Category 5, because here on the outskirts of Cairns, these houses so close to the water are under threat because of the tide and the storm surge rolling in. For the residents of Machen's Beach, a few sandbags offered a flimsy line of defence, but the sea spray was unrelenting and the chances of remaining dry remote.
It won't keep the water out, but it'll help. There's a lot of water to come yet.
Cairns itself copped a similar belting, driving wind and rain, trees down and holidays all but ruined.
Yeah, it's perfect one day.
Beautiful, look at it.
Cyclone Ita has been anything but a hit-and-run event, and she still has more ground to travel and misery to cause before moving back into the Coral Sea, leaving a normally beautiful part of the world battered and bruised. In Cairns, Damien Ryan, 9 News.
Across live now to Justine McKenzie in Mareeba, where the cyclone is currently bearing down. And Justine, the town is under the threat of some flash flooding.
It is, Brett. That is the main concern here right now. There is just so much rain, so much water. This creek where I'm standing near right now, you can probably see the water is rising very rapidly. It's rushing very fast. Roads in and out of town are now closed. I've just spoken to the BOM and they tell me that the eye of the storm, the worst of it, is not expected to hit here now until 8 o'clock, and it is going to bring some very damaging winds of up to 120 kilometres an hour. It is just so unpleasant out here. Even the wildlife are searching for shelter. Take a look at this vision that was sent in to us by one of our viewers. It shows a kangaroo and her joey seemingly asking for an invite into someone's house. So unfortunately for them and for us, Brett, it's going to be a wet night. Cyclone Ita is far from over here.
All right, stay safe. Justine McKenzie, Mareeba, thank you.